status to friends in the form of a notification that you are safe.
A court hearing between Apple and the FBI was canceled today after the government revealed that a third-party hacker may be able to unlock the encrypted iPhone used by one of the terrorists in the San Bernardino terror attack, which could also ultimately eliminate Apple from creating a backdoor entry. Are we relieved or not that the government has found another way? Joining us to talk about that and get his take is Paul Viollis, CEO of his own security firm, Viollis International. Paul, welcome. Nice to have you here.
Thank you, Sue.
If this is indeed the case, if there is a third party, what's your reaction to that development?
Well, I have to tell you, Sue, if in fact this is correct and they have found someone that can help them unlock the key to get intelligence out of that phone, then, I'm delighted about that. I think that's fantastic.
Why?
Well, because we need the information, Tyler. At the end of the day, this is why this is such a unique situation, because this is not an example of the FBI looking to have an intelligence gathering exercise. This is a part of a criminal investigation post a terrorist attack where 14 people were killed on American soil. So in order for us to get information from this phone, if it's a third party, whoever it is, it's critical for us to have that information so we know who was involved in that attack, and also if other attacks are being planned.
Does the incident today in Brussels and the arrest on Friday of one of the terror suspects in Paris, who reportedly used encrypted messages to communicate with his cell, does it strengthen the argument that Silicon Valley needs to cooperate more with law enforcement authorities?
It really does, but also I think we have to be prudent here. This isn't a full court press against Apple or against, corporate America, because we live in a capitalistic society. We expect people to be able to do well and to profit, but there has to be a level of measurement and balance. And part of the problem here, when we talk about encryption, is, yes, we want people to feel that their communications are safe and private, but by the same token, we have to lay that line in the sand, Sue, so that we clearly understand that in cases like this, levels of encryption are fine on the privacy side, but nothing will ever supersede us being able to protect people at home. End of story.
Let's say, Paul, that the Justice Department succeeds in breaking into this particular phone or developing some sort of key that enables it to get into other similarly encrypted phones.
Right.
Aren't we going to sooner or later find ourselves back in exactly this situation? Because isn't Apple then going to respond by a new and presumably more difficult to break form of encryption?
Absolutely, Tyler. You're 100% on point. I mean, let's look at this, right? Apple has some of the most brilliant minds in the world that have over 100,000 employees. So if, in fact, this comes to fruition and the FBI has secured a source that can get into this particular phone, you can bet that Apple will find a way to add different encryption, a different key going forward. There's no question about that.
Paul, thank you very much for your perspective. We appreciate it. Paul
Always
Viollis,
a pleasure. Thank you.
with Viollis International. Ty?
And shares ahead, still ahead. Shares of Nike have been on a long run. So what tripped them up in the most recent quarter? We'll take a look after this.